I can offer you some words of advice, as long as you are willing to keep this strictly between ourselves. Long ago, I met a blind poet who impressed upon me these wise words. Long is the way and hard, and out of hell leads up to light.
It boils down to different uniforms. Broken relationships, love lost, and love found. A father trying to make right with his teenager son, a commanding officer trying to perform his duty and defend his homeland. In the middle of all of this, one big science fiction story. The entire game is a huge cutscene. Blink and you can miss a cue when you need to press the right trigger, as this has happened to me quite a few times. House of Ash is a superb game that doesn't let you sleep on the job. My one true recommendation is just pick it up and play it. Just play it. For example, watching the IGN review gives you nothing but spoilers. I watched that review after I played the video game and I realized like there's so much they're giving away. Learning from them, I guess one of the hardest parts in making this video was to show as little as possible, so I apologize if the gameplay that you see is boring. Anything can be a spoiler, including sometimes the images that you see on Steam. I guess in order to enjoy this to the very max, you need to walk into it without expectations and with little information as possible, and just enjoy the adventure that will unfold. You take part in this story and control the outcome completely. Who you want to save or not, building relationships or burning bridges, because this is where all shines. This is where the game is a masterpiece. I highly recommend you playing this with a friend like I have. Online co-op here is brilliant. There will be a few moments where you will have to take decisions against your co-op buddy, making the atmosphere a bit heavy. But that's the absolute fun part. You're not just playing with the in-game character feelings. Well, you have to look your friend into the eye while you are doing so. And if it's online co-op, just use a webcam.
Unbelievable.
The main story takes place in Iraq. Your group of trigger-happy Marines and a couple of CIA agents are looking for Saddam's weapons of mass destruction. They will find something buried deep that is much more dangerous than any other weapon. And while they're at it, they will find themselves. Look inside their hearts and see each other for who they really are. The romance conflict is known to us, and while it's very engaging, we've kind of played this before. What sets the scenario apart in here is the difference of uniform. An Iraqi soldier versus a Marine, set to kill one another by their governments. Here they must work together just to survive, learn about one another, befriend each other, and by the very end, ready to sacrifice themselves for the comrade next to them. By the definition, true brothers in arms, with more in common than they would have ever fought. That's where, for me, the game really shines, and where the emotion comes from. The feels. Oh, there's so many.
ارمي سلاحك بالانجليزي.
Can move. I fucking dare you.
I feel like our uniforms are getting in the way of what could be a beautiful relationship.
I can't really praise this game enough. Man, I had a feeling this is gonna be good, and it was. I've never played the other games. I believe this is the third in the trilogy. One more is coming out. I did not play the other ones. I jumped into this as a newcomer, and I absolutely loved it. What can I say? Performance is solid. The sound is right there on par. Playing this with headphones, you will experience an amazing soundtrack, atmosphere, and the best sound effects just to get you those jitters down your spine. The gameplay, as far as I'm concerned, is perfectly made. The game is able to build tension and suspense using the environment. Tight corridor spaces make the jump scares even this much frightening, not knowing what is around the corner. Rather not say more or show you more to avoid any spoilers. But I did feel like it was more a sci-fi story than a horror flick. By the half of the game, you really feel like you're in a horror game, but for me, it kind of starts to become action slash decision slash sci-fi.
We can get through this, but only together. They react to sound like bats. Like any living being, they can be killed. Stake through the heart. We do this together, okay?
I'm really afraid to say anything. There could be so much to talk about how they build this story and everything that sits around it, but I can't. You have to experience it, you have to feel it for yourself. If I can just say anything at all, is that the main character, as far as I'm concerned, is not the one on the cover of the game. Interesting enough, and that the story could have maybe better at the end. Something about the finale that either was not credible or just kind of made me angry. I guess that was just me. Maybe I was too invested and caught up in the moment. I kind of wanted a bit more, or not more, but different. They were kind of pulling my hair with the sci-fi at some point.
Something funny you want to share?
This place is fucked. We are so fucked, we don't stand a chance.
You keep that to yourself. I'm gonna get through this, and if you want to, you better try and keep up.
Without any spoilers, I'm gonna say this. Prometheus. That's it. It gives you a pretty big whiff of Prometheus. Ladies and gentlemen, House of Ash is a very good gaming experience. Best played in cooperative, but it can be a solid adventure for someone playing in single player as well. House of Ash, one of the best video games of 2021.
Many minds burning bright with the same idea. Poetic, don't you think? Some choices will bring you closer together, while others will push you apart.